If you've ever frozen mid-sentence in English, if you've ever felt like the words are trapped somewhere between your brain and your mouth, if you know the grammar, you know the vocabulary, but when it's time to actually speak, nothing comes out smoothly, then keep watching because what I'm about to share will completely change how you approach English forever. Hello everyone, I'm Mr. English Teacher, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into something that most English courses never teach you. We're not talking about grammar rules. We're not talking about vocabulary lists. We're talking about your brain and how it processes English. Because here's the truth that nobody wants to tell you. Real fluency doesn't start in your mouth. It starts in your mind. So stick with me because by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why you struggle to speak even though you understand English perfectly. And more importantly, you'll learn 4 brain training techniques that will make English automatic for you. No more translating, no more freezing, no more panic. Let's get into it. Now, let me ask you something. Have you ever been in a conversation where someone asks you a simple question in English? Something like, "What did you do yesterday?" And even though you know exactly what you did, even though you know all the words, your brain just stops? You start thinking in your native language first, then you try to translate it to English. And by the time you're ready to answer, the conversation has already moved on. Sound familiar? You're not alone. Millions of English learners experience this every single day. And here's what most people think is the problem. They think, I need more vocabulary. They think, I need to study more grammar. They think, maybe I'm just not smart enough for English. But let me tell you something right now, and I need you to really hear this. The problem is not your intelligence. The problem is not your memory. The problem is not even how many words you know. The real problem is that your brain hasn't been trained to think in English automatically. And that's exactly what we're going to fix today, so don't click away because this is where it gets interesting. Let me explain something about how your brain works. When you learned your first language as a child, you didn't study grammar rules, you didn't memorize vocabulary lists, you just absorbed the language naturally through experience, through hearing it, through using it every single day until it became automatic. Your brain built pathways, connections that made your native language effortless. But with English, most of us learned it the opposite way. We learned it as a subject in school, as a set of rules to memorize, as tests to pass. And because of that, English stayed separate from your natural thinking process. It stayed locked in the foreign language part of your brain instead of becoming part of how you actually think. So how do we fix this? How do we make English automatic? Stay with me, because I'm about to show you 4 powerful techniques that will rewire your brain for fluent English. And trust me, these aren't complicated academic theories. These are practical, simple strategies that you can start using today, right after watching this video. The first technique is called inner speech. Now, what is inner speech? Inner speech is that voice inside your head, the voice you use when you think. Right now, as you're watching this video, you probably have a voice in your mind commenting on what I'm saying. Right, that's your inner speech. And here's the critical question. What language is that voice speaking? If you're like most English learners, that voice is speaking your native language. If you're Turkish, it's speaking Turkish. If you're Arabic, it's speaking Arabic. If you're Spanish, it's speaking Spanish. And this is exactly where the problem starts. Think about it. If you're always thinking in your native language, then every time you want to speak English, you have to go through this exhausting process of translation. You think the thought in your language, then you search for the English words, then you try to arrange them in the correct order, and only then can you speak. That's slow. That's tiring. And that's why you can't be fluent doing it that way. But what if I told you that you can train that inner voice to speak English? What if instead of thinking, "Chok yorganum," you automatically think, "I'm so tired"? What if instead of thinking, "Ne yapsam achabar," you think, "What should I do?" without even trying? That's when English becomes automatic, and I'm going to show you exactly how to make that happen, so keep watching. Here's how you start training your inner speech. It's incredibly simple, but it's also incredibly powerful. Starting today, I want you to begin narrating your life in English inside your head. Not out loud, just silently in your mind. When you wake up in the morning and look at the clock instead of thinking in your language, try to think in English. Oh, it's already 7 o'clock, I need to get up. When you're making breakfast, narrate it in English. I'm making coffee. The water is boiling, I need to add sugar. When you're walking to work or school, the weather is nice today. There are a lot of people on the street. I should hurry up. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, but Mr. English teacher, I don't know enough words to do this. I'll make mistakes. It feels awkward. And yes, you're absolutely right. At first, it will feel strange. Your brain might feel tired, you'll forget words, you'll slip back into your native language. And that's completely normal. Don't fight it. The key is to gently bring yourself back to English whenever you notice you've switched. You don't need perfect grammar. You don't need complex sentences. You just need simple, honest English thoughts about your real life. Because here's what's happening when you do this. Your brain is learning to connect English directly with your experiences, not through translation, but through living. And that makes all the difference. Are you still with me? Good, because we're just getting started. If you're finding this helpful, do me a favor and hit that like button right now so I know you want more content like this. And make sure you're subscribed because we're going deep into fluency secrets on this channel that you won't find anywhere else. Now let's talk about the second technique, which builds directly on inner speech. This one is called narration. Narration means turning your entire life into an English story. You become the narrator of your own experience, describing everything you do, everything you see, everything you feel in English. Think of it like you're making a documentary about your day, but it's all happening inside your mind. For example, imagine you're cooking dinner. Instead of just cooking silently, you narrate in English. I'm chopping onions. Now I'm heating the oil. It smells good. I'm adding the vegetables. I need to stir this. Oh, I forgot the salt. Or imagine you're watching TV. You can narrate. This show is interesting. I like this character. I wonder what will happen next. Or you're feeling emotions. I'm happy today. I'm excited about the weekend. I feel a bit stressed about work. Every moment of your life becomes an opportunity to practice English, not as an exercise, but as a natural part of living. And here's why this is so powerful. When you narrate your life in English, you're not doing grammar drills. You're not memorizing phrases from a textbook. You're using English for real meaning, to understand and express your actual reality. And your brain loves meaning. Your brain is designed to learn things that matter to you, things that are connected to your real experience. That's why you can remember song lyrics easily, but you forget grammar rules from school. The song has emotion and meaning. The grammar rule is just abstract information. Narration gives English emotion and meaning, and that makes it stick. Listen carefully, because this next part is crucial. You don't need a conversation partner for this. You don't need a teacher. You don't need to pay for an expensive course. You only need your life. Your daily routine is the best English textbook you'll ever have. When you're cleaning your room, narrate in English. When you're shopping, narrate in English. When you're commuting, narrate in English. When you're happy, sad, angry, or confused, narrate those feelings in English. your brain will slowly stop seeing English as something foreign and start seeing it as a tool for thinking and living. And that's when the magic happens. That's when speaking becomes natural. Now, I want you to do something right now. Yes, right now as you're watching this video. Look around you. Where are you? What are you doing? Try to say one simple sentence in English about your current situation inside your mind. Maybe you're thinking, I'm watching a YouTube video, or I'm sitting on my bed, or I'm learning about English. Just one sentence. Say it slowly in your head. Don't rush, feel the words. Now add another sentence. Maybe, this is helpful, or I want to speak better English, or I'm going to practice this. Do it now. I'll wait. Did you do it? If you did, congratulations. You just practiced inner speech and narration. You just took the first step toward automatic English. And if you didn't do it, go back and do it now. This only works if you actually practice, not just if you understand the concept intellectually. All right, let's keep moving because we're about to unlock something even more powerful. Make sure you're still paying attention because this third technique is a game changer. It's called mental rehearsal, and professional athletes and musicians use this exact same method to perform at the highest level. And yes, you can use it for English too. Mental rehearsal means practicing a conversation in your mind before it happens in real life. Think about it. How many times have you felt anxious before speaking English? Maybe you need to talk to your boss in English tomorrow. Maybe you have to order something at a restaurant. Maybe you need to answer the phone in English. And before these situations, you feel nervous. You think, what if I forget the words? What if I make mistakes? What if they don't understand me? That fear is normal, but mental rehearsal can dramatically reduce it and make you feel confident and prepared. Here's how it works. Let's say tomorrow you need to order food at a cafe in English. Tonight, before you sleep, close your eyes and imagine the entire scene in detail. See yourself walking into the cafe. See the person behind the counter. See the menu. Now imagine yourself speaking clearly and confidently. Hello, can I have a cappuccino and a croissant, please? Imagine the person responding, sure. Would you like anything else? And you answer, no, that's all, thank you. You're not actually speaking out loud, but your brain is running through the conversation, building familiarity, creating neural pathways. And here's the fascinating part. Your brain doesn't fully distinguish between vividly imagined experiences and real experiences. When you mentally rehearse something with enough detail and emotion, your brain treats it as practice. So when the real situation arrives, your brain thinks, I've done this before. I know what to say. And the English flows more easily. You're not scrambling for words. You're not panicking. You're just following the script your brain already practiced. You can use mental rehearsal for any situation. Imagine introducing yourself in English. Imagine explaining your job. Imagine talking about your hobbies. Imagine asking for directions. Imagine disagreeing politely in a meeting. Play these scenarios in your mind multiple times. Each repetition makes your brain faster and more comfortable with English. It's like practicing a speech before delivering it on stage. The more you rehearse mentally, the smoother the actual performance becomes. And the best part, you can do this anywhere. On the bus, in bed before sleeping, while walking. You don't need any materials, you don't need any apps. You just need your imagination and a few minutes of focus. If you're serious about fluency, start using mental rehearsal every single day. Trust me, the results will surprise you. Now, before we wrap up, I need to tell you something that might be hard to hear, but it's the truth. You will not become fluent just by listening to English. You will not become fluent just by reading English. You will not even become fluent just by speaking English if you're still thinking in your native language and translating. Real fluency happens when your brain starts using English automatically, without effort, without translation. And the three techniques I just shared, inner speech, narration, and mental rehearsal, are the bridges that take you from understanding English to actually living in English. Think of it this way. Right now, English is like a foreign country you visit occasionally. You know some streets, you can find your way around with a map, but you don't really live there. With these techniques, you're training your brain to move into that country permanently, to make English your mental home. And when that happens, speaking becomes as natural as speaking your native language. So here's what I want you to do after watching this video. Don't just nod and forget about this. Don't just think, that's interesting, and move on. Actually commit to trying these techniques for the next 7 days. Just 7 days. Start narrating your life in English silently. Practice inner speech every morning when you wake up. Mentally rehearse one conversation every night before bed. 7 days. That's all I'm asking. And I promise you, you will notice a difference. Your brain will start to shift. English will feel less foreign and more familiar. And if you do this and you see results, come back to this video and leave a comment telling me how it went. I read every single comment and I want to hear your success story. Also, if you found this video valuable, do me a huge favour and share it with one friend who's also learning English because chances are they're struggling with the same problem. And this could help them too. Remember, fluency is not about how many words you know or how perfect your grammar is. Fluency is about training your brain to think in English automatically. And now you know exactly how to do that. So stop just learning English. Start living in English. Train your brain. Build those mental pathways. Make English a part of who you are, not just something you study. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Mr. English Teacher, and I'll see you in the next video where we'll dive even deeper into fluency secrets. Until then, keep practicing, keep thinking in English, and keep pushing yourself. You've got this. See you soon.